I decided to make a few videos on the same subject because it's such a big item of consideration. I try to make these things short because I know people have other things to do. Alex Jones. We're dealing with a moment about Alex Jones where it's make or break. It was bad enough when the Y2K situation was going on and he was throwing that misinformation out there. He's had all kinds of moments in his career where we've been absolutely sure that he's been silent on certain things due to wanting to protect his sponsors, his Zionist sponsors. There's no doubt about it. Or his involvement in things that were obvious Zionist disinformation agendas, like the Loose Change films. That was complete disinformation. Everybody knows that Mossad did 9/11. Or it might be even more extensive than that. Someone else who runs Mossad told Mossad what to do. You know, we know that they weren't planes, they were missiles. And we know all kinds of things like that. And the buildings were molecularly disintegrated. And just the basic stuff, like Larry Silverstein wasn't even indicted for suspicion at all, despite having just the basics in play for being suspected of arson. Insurance policy that has a special provision for billions of dollars due to a terrorist attack that would destroy the buildings. And then how he asks for double the money in court. Things like that, on such a national tragedy, require us to bring him into talks of his involvement. But that was never done. He had total impunity, even though he's the lead suspect. Being one of the few people that were always there when business opened on 9/11 was not there. He was always there every other morning. The one morning he was not there, or his family, who all had employment in the Twin Towers. None of it adds up. None of it. What Alex Jones doesn't talk about, the very key elements of Israeli businesses being in charge of the security at the airports and the World Trade Center. Not to mention all kinds of things. When he talks about the mortgage crisis, he never ever dissects where it goes back. It's not as simple as Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, which is all Jewish controlled, is all a Jewish hoax. But you go even further back to William Levitt, who started the suburban sprawl design. You ever seen a street where every house looked the same? That was his idea. That's a Jewish idea. Just to sell homes for cheap and just ravage the land with all this property that can go up in value over time. These are all communist manifesto ideas like income tax. All secret Jewish, Protocols of Zion ideas. Protocols of Zion is, of course, stamped as a forgery by Wikipedia, even though a forgery is when somebody signs their name to something fraudulently as another person. No, that was written out by somebody. It's not a forgery, it's a fiction. So they got their words wrong. So, found as it is somebody who obviously is interested in the Jewish cause. And their point of it just being something that was written out by someone wanting to, defame the Jewish people. No. Organizations like the ADL, the Jewish Defense League, all those things, there's hundreds of them. They exist to fight down awareness of these facts. You just follow the money. You follow the ownership. Go try to get a liquor license in any city in the country, and you will see who decides those things. Half the Supreme Court are Jewish judges, Zionist Jewish judges. It's not a racist thing on our part to point it out. It's a racist thing on their part to be in those positions and telling us what to do, as according to their wishes and things that benefit them more than us, even though we outnumber them. The Jewish population of the United States is 2%. If people were woken up about these ownership issues and the issues of manipulation with regard to entertainment, politics, and banking, they would have a serious problem of maintaining the fraud. And they have actors like Julian Assange and Alex Jones to pacify and flypaper people. It's the truth. This last debate with Alex on the Piers Morgan show had me stumped, because I watched the videos he put online when he was in the hotel afterwards, talking about the Bloomberg cops following him around, and I want to believe him. I want to believe that he's a United States patriot fighting against the powers that be. But it doesn't happen with a lone wolf. Any lone wolf like him, he has a few employees, you know. No. You can only fight them if you have a large number of people. But when the lone wolves survive, they are agents of the big picture. They have immunity. No. He's been calling out Barack Obama for years. Barack Obama's in on the Zionist manipulation. If they actually didn't like what Alex Jones was doing, he would have been stopped. All kinds of ways to do it. Just the heart attack gun. They've got a machine that can recognize the electrochemical frequency impulse of your heartbeat. And they can record it, loop it, broadcast it back towards you, overload your heart, amplify it, and give you a heart attack. And there won't be a noise. You'll just drop dead. Just like John F. Kennedy and several other people that have just conveniently died. Some of just natural causes. Even though there was all kinds of circumstantial evidence to say otherwise, and demanded by virtue of the circumstance gross consideration that was swept under the rug. We're left to decide what Alex Jones is. God, and if you decide, you decide. If you think he's a government agent that's just messing with us on purpose to make the gun owners look like psychos, because that's what it looks like. He went on that show screaming, made people that want to fight for their right to bear arms look like crazy people, just to motivate the legislators into putting sanctions on gun dealers to lessen the amount of firearms there are. Everybody with any sense knows that the two shootings that happened recently, regrettably as they transpired, are nothing compared to the gross misuse of firearms by the police in every state of the union. There's no comparison when it comes to atrocity. So I might make another video, but basically just decide for yourself. I mean, it's just, this Alex Jones thing has got to come to an end. He's either an ignoramus that, well informed as he is doing it wrong and for his own benefit, or he's an actor completely funded and protected by the criminals that are doing all of this. It's one or the other. Just like a Mormon. They're either a fool or they're evil. Seriously. Scientology, Mormonism, just either you've got a brain defect if you believe it, or you're smart enough to know that it's a very lucrative lie, and that's where you're coming from. Either way, they got to get out of the way. The time has come for Alex Jones to go. And you got to decide, are you strong enough to band together to make it happen?